Hey there, garden fans, and welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. In today's episode, I wanted to walk around the food forest, give you a general update, and answer some viewer questions that I thought were good enough to share with everybody. The first one that I seem to get on a weekly basis is, what zone are you in, or where are you gardening? I am in Zone 8, South Carolina, and we are designated as a subtropical temperate forest, which basically means we get the annual rainfall totals of a subtropical zone, but we have the plant species of a temperate forest. Old growth pines, blackberries, elderberries, sumac, things like that. So because we get the subtropical rainfall totals, I can grow some subtropical plants here part of the year, at least until we get a freeze. And one of them is the passion fruit, which is flowering right now and looks really good. I love these flowers. I can't wait to see these every year. While I'm here, let me give you a quick update on the bees. They're doing really well, coming and growing. And they had a little bit of rain here the past couple days, so they're really busy today coming in and out. The next question I got is from my number one subscriber, my own mother, and she had a question about my nightshade guild. Carol asks, "Son, won't your carrots get shaded out by your tomato plants?" Well, yeah, Mom, they will get shaded out, and that's the whole idea. See, in our hot South Carolina summers, if these carrots can get a little bit of shade, I'm hoping that they won't bolt on me too early. So as of now, they don't seem to be having any problem with growth. The tomatoes are coming in right now. This is a yellow pear tomato, and the carrots themselves are actually the healthiest carrots I got on site right now. So I'm getting a lot of tomato fruit set. I've got basil growing back here as well, and also Thai jalapeno peppers. While I'm here, let me give you a peek of the whole place. The goji berries are looking good. They're flowering up very nicely and setting fruit as well. I'm really surprised by this nightshade guild. I was kind of worried. The tomatoes had a bit of transplant shock, but it didn't seem to bother them. They've bounced back really well. I've got annual flowers here like a rose campion, and of course we've got marigold. So the nightshade guild is looking really good. The carrots seem to be the healthiest I got on site, and the tomatoes are getting trellised on a single liter system. Next question I got is from Lucky Robin's Homestead. Robin asks, "Hey, is this your first year growing in buckets your potatoes?" No, it's actually not. This is the third year that I've done potatoes in buckets, and my technique seems to get a little better every year. This year I'm trying a work and turn method where I'm starting a couple buckets consecutively every month so that maybe I can have a continual harvest throughout the year. Also this year while I'm here, I'm trying to grow some papaya in buckets as well. Next good question I got was from John T. And John T asks about my wood chips. Hey, where do you get your wood chips from? If I were to try to outsource that, it'd be really expensive. Well, that's an easy question. I've got a neighbor who works at the local dump, and that dump has a composting facility on site. They process a lot of yard waste and trees and limbs. So for a pretty easy barter of some silver or farm fresh eggs or veggies, I get a pretty nice truckload of wood chips at least once a month. So that's been really helpful as a mulch here in the food forest. Of course, I chop and drop and mulch over everything. I had another really good question from a foreign visitor, username VVDV. VV asked, "Hey, how many kilos of food are you harvesting?" At this point in the growth of the food forest, we don't really measure out our fruit in kilos. It's been my goal as of now to just maintain a continual daily harvest. As long as we're getting salad greens every day and a handful of fruit and herbs on a daily basis, I'm happy. So we're getting things like raspberry right now. We get tons of oregano for cooking. I've got blackberries coming in. I had some cut and come again greens that I've been cutting and coming again on since March. They've been doing really well. And my blueberries don't all ripen at once. So it's really easy for me and the wife to come out here, grab a handful or a bowl full of fruit every single day, and that has kept us from having to buy any fruit, any veggies, or any herbs or spices from the store as of yet this year. While I'm here, let me show you the loofah patch I got growing. Thanks so much, Ian. It's looking good, man. While I'm talking about fruit and veggies, I might as well just show you our veggie patch. The rabbit poop plot is doing really good. I should have no problem harvesting zucchini. They're coming in really well. The pole beans are starting to climb up the buckwheat. And the squash is certainly vining all over the place. So I tried to set this area up as a set it and forget it kind of thing, just like the Indians did with their Three Sisters garden. I shouldn't have to do anything to this plot until harvest time come September and October. Now I do bag some of my fruit here with little sock feet. They're those try-on socks basically. So you go to the store, you try on shoes. The socks that you put on are what I'm using to cover up all my fruit. The other veggie plot, my Three Sisters garden plot, is starting to catch up to that one. And I've got spaghetti squash vining all over the place. The corn is looking really healthy and fairly well camouflaged by the buckwheat. I haven't noticed any pest damage as of yet, and I do come out and check it every day. The herb border is looking good, and overall, the veggies that I'm growing this year are doing the best that I've ever had in my life growing veggies. Had a really good question from a viewer, and I couldn't find his name. Sorry about that, buddy. But his question was, how much time do you spend in the food forest a week? Honestly, I'm trying to set this food forest up in such a way that it's low to no maintenance. I probably put about 5 hours of work in a week, keeping in mind that I might come out here on a Saturday for 2 hours and a Sunday for 2 hours, and then just the rest of the week we're harvesting and keeping an eye on things. I had some recent disease damage with some pears. I've cut those out and have since put in my Pakistani mulberry and a jujube. And while I'm here, let me just walk around and kind of give you a glossing over of the whole place. It's looking really nice right now. We wood chip everything. We grow in the wood chips. I'm about due for a summer pruning on my peach trees. The elderberry hedge is piling on the flowers. And I had an old timer tell me once that, bees don't like to work elderberry. Well, I got some video here of bees working elderberry. They seem to have no problem working it. They like working the elderberry, and the hives smell really good and fresh every time I walk by them, so they must be making some really good honey with it. Last little thing I want to update you on is my raspberry patch. I laugh every time I see this because I put 2 raspberries plants in the ground last year, and now I've got a patch as big as what you see here. So it's looking really good, and I want to thank you all for sticking around today, guys. Appreciate your support. Hope you're having some fun with your lazy dog days. Please like, share, and subscribe as always, and thanks for your support. God bless, guys.